Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 11th. This week, we are going to jump right in here, Virgo, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. And there will be a part 2 to this reading, and that'll be linked up in the description down below. So make sure to check that out. But Virgo, let's see what is going on here. You have this Act card, this Aries card in your first position. And it seems to be one of those weeks where everything is asking us to kind of like take action here. And again, you have this Aries card. It just says Act. All the readings I've done so far have been very action-based. The Page of Wands at the end here came out in reverse. I don't read reversals, but it is interesting because the Page of Wands in reverse would be no action. So I do feel like this reading is definitely clearly encouraging you to act. You have the Hangman, the Justice card, and the Three of Pentacles. The Hangman, he's hanging in limbo. He has lost the use of his arms and his legs. He's actually sacrificed the use of his arms and his legs so he can gain enlightenment. So I kind of get that feeling for you here where it's like you have gained enlightenment, or there is some enlightenment that you have been gaining with the Hangman energy. But he's still he's still hanging from the tree and he needs to get off the tree. So I feel like it is time. Like it's like you have all the answers and all the knowledge that you need. And now I feel like it's time for you to remove yourself from this position of being, stuck, basically hanging in limbo. If you're wondering what you should do, I would actually say that justice is your answer. Number one, the other thing I will say is clearly some of you could be getting justice here. You have the Ace of Swords, Judgment card, and the Justice card. And this to me is like significant law and order. So if you've been dealing with something legal, or if you've been dealing with some like legal issues or problems or anything like that, this could, or if you're like just waiting for justice or karma in general, this to me looks like you getting your justice or getting karmic justice, something like that. So I do like to see that. But if you're wondering what action to take or what to do in your life at this time, justice is cause and effect. It says if you put a little bit of energy into something, do you get a result back? It's kind of like a card of cause and effect. And then it just says pay attention to cause and effect in your life. You also have the Three of Pentacles. Everybody has had the Three of Pentacles this week. Again, this year has been insane. I've never had a year where there are just so many repeating cards from like between each week. It's like it's never the same card necessarily, except for the Tower a couple weeks ago for the past few weeks, but you don't have the Tower here. But this week, it's like the Three of Pentacles. And Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. It's also a card of quality work and what you're good at. For whatever reason, I do feel that our role is going to be very, very important at this time. And what I mean by that is we are all special. And if no one has told you that, Virgo, I'm telling you right now that you are special. I believe that we all have something that makes us special. We all have a certain, like a talent, gift, skill, or ability, or something that we're good at. Three of Pentacles is telling me that you probably don't think you're good at it, right? So, it reminds me of being a natural, right? It's like, I believe that some of us are, well, pretty much all of us are born here probably with a skill that we don't know we're good at. And if you're born with something, if you're just born being good at something, then you probably don't think it's very special because you were born with it, right? You don't realize that it takes effort. So I feel for a lot of you that this is saying you need to realize that there's something that makes you special. For a lot of you, again, if you're wondering what this skill is, by the way, I feel like people probably tell you that you're good at it, is what I would say here. And maybe you're like, what? I'm not good at that, or you question it or something like that. So I feel like people could tell you that you're good at something, and I would pay attention to that. I do also feel that you need more fun at this time. This lady, this card here, I'm using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. Normally, you can see the polka dots on her, but not in this deck. She has polka dots on her cloak normally, and the polka dots in the tarot represent needing to have more fun or needing to do things that you enjoy. You also have this Horse Spirit, which says freedom is yours. So there you go. Definitely some freedom coming in for you. I feel like you are being set free at this time. This is also a card of momentum as well. It's a card of like building up speed or building up, success in your life. So I feel like things are kind of progressing in a good way. I think you are in like the speed at which success comes in, or the speed at which you are successful, is kind of speeding up here with the Horse Spirit, and things are progressing. You have the Ace of Swords, the Judgment card, and the Four of Cups here. Again, I definitely get this feeling of justice. The Ace of Swords can represent justice. It also represents a sacrifice. There is a palm frond right here and an olive branch on the other side. The palm fronds in tarot can represent making a sacrifice. And you have that Hangman. So I really feel that you have made some sacrifices. You have the Ten of Wands next in the top row, and I feel like it's saying it's time to release those burdens, the sacrifices that you have made. It's time to get to the next, level, or to get to the next place. The palm fronds in the tarot, they also represent palm trees. Palm trees grow in the desert. They're like survivors. So I feel like it's talking about your energy of being a survivor, of being able to pull resources out of thin air, basically, kind of like palm trees do. And I feel like you're really good at that. This card also represents balance, just like the Justice card. There are these 6 golden yods right here. They're actually green on this card, but traditionally they're golden, and they are in perfect balance on the sword. And so it kind of represents balance and equal give and take and things like that. Next, you have the Judgment card. I do feel that a lot of you are kind of like having a wake-up call or a wake-up situation here, but it could be like karma. And what I mean by that is it's like you've passed through some karmic portals. Is that a real thing? I have no clue, but it's popping into my head, so I'm saying it. And I feel like because of that, because you have learned some lessons in life and all this other stuff, that you're being called to something greater. These people are still standing in these coffins, and they need to get out of the coffins here, Virgo. The coffin represents their old life. Outside of the coffin is their new life. They're being called out of the coffin, but they need to leave the coffin. They need to leave the coffin behind. I would say that a lot of you are probably making some big life changes. You could be moving, traveling, changing jobs, changing relationships. You're probably in between one of those types of transitions in your life right now, Virgo. And I would say if you are, there's a lot of success coming in on the other side of that with this card. I love the Judgment card, really good card. Same thing, if you're about to go through one of these major transitions, I feel like there's a lot of success on the other side. You do have the Four Cups. I feel like this is talking about a lot of the disappointments that you've been experiencing in life. I just said to someone else that the Four Cups has been coming up a lot this year, and the Four Cups is kind of one of my, it's kind of like the thing that I think is holding a lot of people back right now is Four Cups energy. Four Cups energy is like manifesting something, wanting to manifest something, but manifesting the steps instead of manifesting the actual thing that you want to manifest. So it's like, if you're trying to manifest love, for example, maybe you feel inspired to just go to a coffee shop, or you feel inspired to, get on Tinder or something like that. It's like we're manifesting the step, not the actual result. And so I feel like people could be feeling disappointed because it's like we're not getting what we want, but we actually are. We just have to take the step. So I would say if you're feeling inspired to do anything, I would do it, and don't focus on the disappointment. I feel like it's very easy to focus on the disappointments right now because, again, it's almost like we're just getting the steps to get to the next thing. And I feel like that could be, that can be disappointing. Let's put it that way. So, I wouldn't focus on the disappointments. Next, you have the Cracked Cup. It says dissatisfaction with life, 4 cups, right? And you also have the Dragon. It says beware of self-delusion. Also could be the 4 cups, believe it or not. So I feel like you need to stay focused with this energy. And I feel like you need to realize that you actually are making progress. And we even see that in this last row. So that's what I'll say there. You have the Ten of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Page of Wands. The Ten of Wands is about needing to release some burdens. I actually like the Ten of Wands. I know some readers don't, which is fine, but he has gone out into the fields. That what he is holding is his harvest. He is collecting his harvest, and he's bringing it to his home that's back here, and he's about to have a harvest. So it's like, yeah, he's done a bunch of work, but he's about to get his reward. He's about to get the rewards for the hard work that he has done. So for a lot of you, I feel like you've been through a lot over the past 4 years, specifically 4 to 5 years, I would say, just based off your astrology. And I feel like that Ten of Wands is saying you're coming to the end of this long journey. You have the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups is actually you and your higher self. So it can be a very deep connection between you and your higher self. You could be communicating with your higher self as well. It can also be love that's coming in for you. And again, there would be very solid communication with the person coming in for you. You can see this staff in the middle, and that is the staff of Hermes. And it represents very solid communication, or just, positive communication between you and another person. So I feel like you could be attracting a person where you have good communication. These two people are also meant to look extremely different on this card. They're meant to look like two totally different people. So it can represent attracting a person who is much more different than you. So, I feel like you're just attracting a different type of person, plain and simple. And finally, you have the Page of Wands. Again, the Page of Wands did come out in reverse. Page of Wands can represent needing to take action in the reverse. It can say that what I would say here is, Page of Wands in reverse reminds me of vanilla. It's just like things have become dull. When the Page of Wands is in reverse, it's like we want some more excitement. We want some, cake batter ice cream, which is way better. Or we want some Rocky Road or fish food, which is actually the best ice cream, right, that exists. So it's like he's looking for some more flavor. And that's where I feel like you're at right now. It's kind of like looking for flavor. Let's see, where's this going? Can we get more detail on this before I say something else that's stupid? You have the Chariot. So moving towards a victory. I like this. Chariot requires willpower, though. Chariot is a card of hard control. There are two cards of control in the tarot, and the Chariot is a card of hard control. So it's kind of like you're going to have to use your willpower to be successful at this time. But I feel like there is a lot of success coming in for you. You have the moon. A lot of people getting the moon this week. And again, I feel like the moon is referring to fears and illusions, things that we could be afraid are preventing us from being successful. So I would let go of those fears, of course. And down here, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So clearly your fortunes are changing for sure. And I feel like, again, the Wheel of Fortune is also kind of like a card of control, but we control it by being at the center of the wheel. And we do this with our vibrations by, maintaining a positive state of mind and also focusing on what we do want, not on what we don't want. Also a card of karma. There's clearly some karmic justice coming in for you, but we're going to have to see where this goes in part 2. And so part 2 is linked up in the description down below.